Okay, there we go. Live stream is back on. Pro Cyclist is back on PCM 2025, and I think it's our last episode of the first season. We've flown through it, to be honest, but I'm looking forward to finishing this one off so we can start with season 2. Welcome to the chat, H-Wood Modeling. Welcome, Mats. Looking forward to this stream. I also want to take a look in this stream at what our world around our pro cyclists has looked like. For example, who won the Giro, who won the Tour de France, who won the Vuelta. So that's some stuff I do want to look at. Hi Sam, hi Ruben, welcome Veloferdi. Let's just jump in. No waiting today. Let's go straight to our next view. And you can't see anything, but now you can see PCM. So there we go. Okay, I want to start off by acknowledging our current rider stats, as always, at the start of these live streams. Welcome Fabian, welcome Arne. 71 flat stats, 73 mountain stats, 74 medium mountain. Big problem at the moment is hill stat being 65 and time trial being 62. But we've noticed in the last couple of races that hill stat is really a problem. Because we're playing on hardcore difficulty, a 1.10 level of in-race opponents means that our opponents have plus 10% on their stats, which means that if rider A has 70 hill stat, that means they technically have 77 hill stat. And well, I can't exactly compete with 65 hill stat against 77 hill stat, and that's what we noticed in the last couple of races, because in the last stream, we did not win a single race. If I take a look at our results, we had 4 top 10s, which is not bad. We achieved our manager objectives, but I'd rather win a race. Before that, we were successful though. Japanese NCs, won a stage at Tour of Japan, won a stage at Tour of Changyong, our second race ever, which is still ridiculous to think about. Welcome, Remy. Pretty sure I already said that, but I'll say it again. Hi, Robert. How are you? Hope you recovered from the shock of staying at Oita. Well, I'm actually not too annoyed. For the people that missed the last live stream, we had 2 offers from Bikeaid and also from Park Hotel Valkenburg, and I refused Park Hotel Valkenburg because I didn't necessarily want to be joining that team. But after that, Bikeaid was a pretty okay team to join, but I thought, okay, I'll get more offers, right? I did not. I did not get more offers, and I let the Bikeaid offer expire. So that results in we're staying at Sparkle Oita for a year, which my first reaction was, meh, not a big fan. I've changed my mind overnight, because at the end of the day, we're not exactly successful at the moment. Yes, we won 3 races, but I think the way to move up in our pro cyclist is absolutely destroy the Japanese circuit before we go to Europe. And I think that's what our second season will be about, because on paper, if we get a little bit better, we should be able to win most races we ride next year that do have a climb in it. And hopefully there are quite a few on the schedule, because this year, let's just say that a lot of them were pretty flat. Robert says, actually, Oita is pronounced with a separate O and I. Oita. Okay, so Sparkle Oita Racing Team. Is that correct? I'll go with it anyway. Or Oita. I don't know. I give up. Ruben Austin says, is Teddy Pikachu the only rider under contract at Oita in 2026? That's a good question. Can I see that somewhere? I think under transfers, yes. Yes, that is correct. And the reason for that is, I think World Tour and Pro Team transfers in Pro Cycling Manager happen from the 1st of August to September, etc. But the continental transfers happen later. Those seem to happen at the end of the season. So I expect once we reach the 20th of October or whatever it is, to see those Conti transfers on the screen. So we should be able to see them in about 10-ish days, I think, is my estimation. Could be wrong. Now, next up, I want to take a look at our calendar. Heads up, at the end of this live stream, I also want to take a look at what happened around us in the world of our pro cyclists. But our next race is going to be the Tour de Kyushu. 3-day stage race starting off with flat sprint, but there's actually a climb of 2.2 kilometers in the last 10K. So I reckon we can compete for a stage win perhaps. Second stage we can definitely compete because 3.3 kilometers, 9.1%. That's gonna be an absolute fest. 5 times that climb, so should be fun for Teddy Pikachu, in my opinion. Now the final one is said to be a flat sprint. Quite an up and down flat sprint, I'd say, but it might be a little bit harder to compete on this one compared to stage 2 and stage 1. But I still think we are competitive in these races. After that, we've got some more races on the schedule. The Utsunomiya Japan Cup road race, which not sure it fits. Maybe you can work with that. 2.6K at 5.8% with then flat for 10-ish kilometers. Would have preferred a bit less flat. And finally, the Gravel and Tar Classic, which is flat, but it has gravel in it. So I hope in Pro Cycling Manager that gives our rider a bit of a benefit. Welcome to the chat, Hannes. Hello, Joao. Steve, welcome back. So yeah, today we're going to finalize the season. And that is 5 stage races. 5 race days. That is the words I was looking for. Now, I think I'll go straight on because I think our training should be fine. We are heading into our main objective here, which... Ooh. Oh, of course. Let me show you. So, because we're in a objective week, a target A objective week, we don't have any weak action. So, we're not training per se in a certain skill. And after that, we venture into a rest week. So, there's no value actually, I'm pretty sure, in doing contract discussions in October. So, I think I'm just going to work on my mental health. Let's hope my rider's mental health is okay. On the left bottom, we can see that it is happy, so that's good. Now, after that week, we're going to... I have no clue yet. Because I've been taught something by chat the other day. There's no value in me training my puncher for the last week of October. Because at the end of the day, it's going to reset these percentages at the end of the year. So it's much more valuable, actually, to just keep these two at 100% than try and upgrade one of the two. I don't think I can make it 100% on specific stage races. Maybe I can. Yeah. No, we can't. We can't do that. Anyway, this should be fine either way. Now, my next step is going to our next race. That is my plan. So let's start heading there. Jelmer Sein? I'm not sure I said that correctly because my chat's a bit small, so I couldn't tell whether the second last letter in your name is an I or an L. What's the reason for streaming these rather than making videos, editing time? Honestly, career mode takes quite a bit of time to make. So let's say that every single episode of a career mode takes about 5 hours, 6 hours of recording, plus about 6 hours of editing. That's a rough estimate. Which means that I don't do that in a single day. Joe does the editing, so Tim Sosky does the editing for my career mode videos. And I wanted something next to that where I could do it at my own tempo, and then eventually we'll see what happens with the content. As in, I'm doing these live streams now. I'm considering doing one summary video per season of the Pro Cyclist, because I think that would be fun, but no promises. Because I need to find time to do so. I've got plenty of other content planned outside of that. And that's also as important to upload. Anyway, Tour de Kyushu is our next race. We are looking pretty good, to be honest. We've got +1 RDC as well, because this is an objective. For some reason, I really think there's an actual bug in Pro Cycling Manager. Because I feel like every single race that I go to, my riders have a unhappiness about the weather. Maybe it is because they don't have a set favored weather condition, and because of that, they're unhappy in all the weather conditions. That is my my mindset on it right now. I could be wrong with that, but 16 degrees and cloudy seems like pretty fair weather for Teddy Pikachu. I don't know. He should be pretty happy there. Nonetheless, we are not part of the top 10 favorites, but Total Energy and EF Easy Post are here. I did not expect that. We've got a World Tour team present at the Tour de Kyushu, so we've got some proper competition this time. It's not just JCL Ukyo. We're going to be fighting against EF and Total Energy, so Total Energy. So this is going to be a bit of a challenge, which Fine, I'm okay with it. It's fun. Let's try to beat them. Let's jump into the race and get started. The reality of the situation as well is, this is a bit of a behind the scenes as well, is that making Pro Cycling Manager videos, I'm not exactly going to be able to live off of it. That's also the reality, but I really want to do them. So I also need to combine them with content that I also enjoy doing. Like, I love making Zwift videos, but there's a secondary reasoning there where, if I'm really honest, Zwift videos, I can monetize those a lot better than I can do with Pro Cycling Manager. So, unironically, my Zwift videos are paying for the editing of my Pro Cycling Manager videos. So, a bit of a behind the scenes there. That's why, please go and support my Zwift videos, please. Anyway, I've got a Zwift video coming in the next coming days. I've been editing for a week and a half, 2 weeks on it, so quite a bit of work, but I've enjoyed the process of doing it, so hopefully you'll enjoy the outcome as well. I did not look at what I had to do in this race. Finish in the top 20, leader outsider, so we can work with that. Ruben Oosting in chat asks, Benji, how do you respond to the recent rumors, that a certain Joe Timziola has sabotaged the transfers of Oita for 2026 to ensure his rival Teddy Pikachu has no teammates next season? That is terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. I don't know. It sounds like something Joe Timziola would do, to be honest. I've got personal connections with Joe Timziola, and he's a bit of a nasty guy behind the scenes every now and then. So we gotta watch out with that man. But don't worry. I could ride without teammates, and I'd still beat Joe Timziola with Teddy Pikachu. So no worries there. We try and look at the other questions in chat because I've missed a few things. So, Gustav Vincent asks, how many stages do you think Denmark will get in the Giro with both Vingegaard and Mats Pedersen competing? I assume we're talking about the Vuelta. If Pedersen and Vingegaard, I think Pedersen should be able to get at least 2, maybe 3 stage wins. I'll go for 2, let's say conservatively. Vingegaard should be getting 2 to 3 as well. So my rough estimate is 5. That is my guess. And I haven't checked who the other Danish riders in the race are, so maybe there's another one hiding somewhere. But that's my estimate for now, 5. Let's find out if it happens. Pikachu with a +2, so that means 77 medium mountain, but 67 hill stat. 68 sprint as well, so I'm going to try and attack on that final hill, and hopefully we'll get away. Hannes asked to see Remcat. Remcat is my cat, by the way, one of our 3 cats, actually. I said we had 2, but we technically have 3. But Remcat's in the other room, so I don't want to disturb him. He's probably sleeping. Thank you very much, Sam, for the support on the Zwift videos. Matthew as well. Joao asked my opinion on some statement on Portuguese cycling. I'll be honest, I have absolutely no clue what you're talking about. Is this the quote I saw from someone related to IFAPEL about the Portuguese cycling not holding up with the rules or something? I could be wrong, but I can't give my opinion because I haven't looked into it enough yet. I'll be honest. Anyway, let's go times 8 right now because our boy wants to win a stage and we'll try and give him the perfect situation to do so. And the perfect situation to do so is getting to that final climb first. On these climbs at the moment, yes, I could have probably gone for KOM here, but should I? I'm going to try and move up with Pikachu on the left side. Actually, healing ability, there we go. And I should be able to take some free KOM points here because I doubt anyone else will try and attack for it. But if they do, then I'm ready. No one else going, no one else going. And we should be able to get 3rd place here. Gonna do a small attack just in case. I don't know how many points we'll get, but at least we'll be in the KOM ranking. 6 points. I think that was worth it, and okay. We just dropped one of our riders doing that. How did bro just drop? I'm sorry, but it's a tiny climb. Could Ueda dropped as well? Everybody's dropping. Oh, yo. Get back here, guys. On automatic. Come on, boys. Disappointing. So, let's go back to Tom's head. Sanat Valesha, I don't know if I said that correctly. Benji, how mathematical is race strategy / tactics development? Any simulations going on like they do in Formula 1? Not really. As in, it is mathematical in some sense, and I don't even think most teams do this. I think top-level teams look at the data of their own riders and the data of opposing riders to see, okay, these climbs fit those riders and these climbs fit those riders, and they take that all into account when applying a strategy. Because if you know that on the final climb your rider is worse than the opposing rider, then you're probably going to try and find a different way than just a 1v1 on the final climb. It's those aspects. Data is important in the sport of cycling. It's also not everything. So you need to find a balance between the human side and the data side of the sport. But it's definitely not as data-driven as it should be. For example, let's say you have a GC rider in your team. Okay, in sprint stages, let's say you have a GC rider that is prone to crashing. How are you going to keep him safe in the last 25, 30 kilometers of a sprint stage? You try and figure out what the safest places are in the peloton. So you try and data scrape the history of the sport, and you try and look at the dynamics of how the peloton moves in the last 30 kilometers. And all that data you try and funnel into a potential conclusion of, okay, if we keep a rider in this position, he's less likely to crash, or if a rider has this behavior, he's less likely to crash. An example is, in my opinion, based on the data I've scraped for this, back in the day when I worked for Visma Lease Bike, we looked into this for Primoz Roglic. Then the two safest between quotes, because the reality is you're never 100% safe. The two safest positions seem to be either you stay at the front, but then you need to be able to be strong enough to have your rider stay at the front, or you stay towards the back of the peloton, not entirely to the back, but not in the washing machine, behind the washing machine, with enough of a buffer to be able to respond to any crashes. So that's kind of the safer positions in the sport of cycling in the last 30 kilometers of a sprint stage. Obviously, if it is echelons, they shouldn't be at the back. So it's context matters. The worst part is when you try to be at the front and you fail to do so. When Roglic crashed out of the 2021 Tour de France, when everybody started blaming Colbrelli, at the end of the day, Roglic and Visma Lease Bike lose their position at the front. Roglic tries to move up on the left side of the road or the right side of the road, I don't know which side it was. In doing so, putting himself at risk, because he's trying to move up into the washing machine effect of the peloton, because every team is trying to move to the front, so there's this waving over effect, and as a consequence, he couldn't move up on the right. He tried to move up in the gutter of the road, and he ends up crashing. Whether there's Colbrelli pushes involved or not, at the end of the day, the main cause of that crash is Roglic trying to move up to get back into position. So that is, for example, an issue where Visma needed to try and find a different solution, whether it's with a buffer at the back, or Wout van Aert would have to go get him instead of being on the opposite side of the road and keep him safe while they're moving up. That's the thought process I'm going through. So those are scenarios where a lot of teams in cycling, in my opinion, probably don't have enough of a data-driven approach. Anyway, Gestalt says, so one could potentially create a heat map for positioning? Yes. But the reality of the sport is that because of the way data is collected in this sport, and because data is kind of looked at like, from the UCI, you always have to manually scrape the data. That kind of data, as in positioning data. Anyway, sorry for the rant. We're entering the last 24 kilometers, so let's try and focus here for a second, because I've got no clue what's going on. Kuroena is back. Someone's making a move. I am full energy, so that's nice. Sumiyoshi can protect me. I'm going to try and move up a little bit because I want to move towards the wheel of, well, actually, these guys are going for the intermediate sprint. And Kuroeda is out of energy because he tried to follow that for no reason. Okay. Don't care about the points jersey. Anyway, so about 14 kilometers to the foot of the final climb. Gonna try and keep myself near the front here. Because if I want to make my move on the next climb, then that is the ideal position to be in. I don't care too much about my teammates, to be honest. The only one that's useful for me is Sumiyoshi and maybe Asso. So I'll put Asso in the wheel right now. Sumiyoshi can protect me. That's the vibe. And then on the climb, I'll try to launch myself. Actually, ideally, I should be in the wheel, I think. So can I do this and bring myself to the front? That way, positioning is being done by my team. I don't have to do it myself. I'm being less protected, so I'm losing some yellow bar. But on paper, if I do attack on that climb, I'll just go 99 with aerodynamic positioning to the line. Come on. Let's bring this home. Other teams on the right are pushing as well. Let's do 90 with Sumiyoshi to keep myself in front position. We want to start this climb in pole position. That is the goal here. We can afford to do that. EF. Jan Christian van der Lee, get out of the way, buddy. Nice guy in real life, by the way. Ooh, my position is getting ruined. See, I'm in the washing machine position of the peloton, so we're in a dangerous position at the moment. Let's try and move up on 99. I'm gonna pause it for a second here. Also can go 95. And Sumiyoshi out of the way. So this is the uphill segment. Trying to push it right now. I'm going to try and keep some red bar for the last portion there. There we go. This is relatively flat, so let's do 90. I don't want to go completely empty yet. And now let's do 99 because the steep section is about to start. And now I want to go all out with the attack with Pikachu. So there we go. Might have attacked too late here. I might have attacked too late here. I think it's okay. I think it might be okay. I'm going to keep on attacking in this descent. Energy Shell, 5k to go. I think we've got it. I think we've got this shit. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. 4.5 kilometers to go. 16 seconds. Come on, Pikachu. This is your moment. Come on, come on, come on. 3.8 kilometers to go. Crash in the peloton. But we keep going. We keep going. We keep going. Last 3 kilometers. Come on, come on, come on. And now we keep on going. Keep on going. We sprint. We sprint. We've got plenty of energy. We got this. I think we've got this. Last 1.8 kilometers. The gap is 12 seconds on the peloton, 13 seconds. Damato's going to come behind us pretty soon. But no, no, no. Teddy Pikachu is going to win stage 1 of the Tour de Kyushu. There we go. W's in the chat. I want to see them. I want to see every single one of you post W's in that chat right now. There we go. What a victory. That was awesome. Whew. Ay, 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 Teddy Pikachu used Quick Attack, and it was super effective. Let's go straight to the podium. There we go. We're leading this race. Woo! Zero victories in the last stream. Today it all comes together. Look at the sprint train behind us by Total Energy. You got cooked. You got cooked. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, let's take a look. Teddy Pikachu on the podium in the Japanese jersey. Oh, beautiful. The locals will be happy. There we go. Carrying Sparkle Uita on my back. And of course, we also take over the leader's jersey. But what does it look like? Let's take a look. It better be a pretty one. Oh, it's just a yellow jersey. It's just a Tour de France yellow jersey. That is so disappointing. And we don't get the KOM jersey, but we are third place in that, so I'm pretty close. Points jerseys on our shoulders. And the white jersey. Not the team jersey. Well, there's no jersey for the team, so of course there's no team jersey on our shoulders. But Total is leading this. That is nice. Teddy Pikachu takes the win. Hannes says 6 kilometers to go to the Runway Tour. I'm gonna watch the replay tonight. I'm sorry. I'm live streaming Teddy Pikachu, so these are priorities. I'm going to try and go over the chat in a second because I know I missed a couple of questions, but let's head into the next race now before we do that. Ola, 43 XP. Exceptional stage objective because we got first instead of top 20. And lots of firsts as well, so 99% manager satisfaction. That is beautiful. That is stunning. Formalization of your contract with Sparkle Oita? Yeah, well, yeah. Not overly happy about being with you, but not like I had a choice here. My agent was just terrible. Absolutely terrible. Anyway, 4 victories. Let's try and make that 5, because the next race really fits us as well. So let's take a look at the profile. In the meanwhile, Lombardia is being ridden. Lots of races being simulated. I'm surprised there are that many in October. I'll be honest about that. But this is the second stage. Of course, we are the... Are we the favorite? No, we're not. 6th favorite. Alexander Cepeda is here. Ooh. Hugh Carthy is here. Nahom Zerai as well. I'm terrified, by the way. These guys are probably going to cook me. So I'm definitely not the favorite for this. It's all about defending my jersey here. Which... I reckon I can do that. So let's try and bring that home. Let's try and stay fast in GC. That's my goal for stage number 2 here. Okay, I'm going to go back in chat now while we start the stage and look at the questions. Thank you, Endless Bikes, for the lovely compliment. I really appreciate it. Let me try and see. Leader of the general classification. That is nice. And I'll put my team at the front and put them on 85 so they don't drop, hopefully. Kuroeda can protect me. And now I can look at chat properly. Martin Delgado says, Benji, if you and Tim Sosky were to climb Alpe d'Huez, what would be the result? I think I finished the climb. I think Joe... Realistically, Joe drops me. Like, he's a lot lighter than me still, you know? Like, I'm trying to lose weight, but it doesn't go like a snap of the fingers, you know? So, he should beat me easily on Alpe d'Huez. But I think I can finish it these days, which 2 years ago, I probably wouldn't have been able to. The Sparkle Oita manager when Pikachu didn't leave looked very happy. You're right. You're right, chat. Benji, is anyone working on building a tool or telecast showing live telemetry and alternate camera angles like F1 TV does? I would love to be able to see the live speed, power, HR of a rider mid-race. Well, there's a few things here. First of all, I think there are a couple of races that try to show the live power, etc. already on TV. I think that's through Velon, who then shows it for the Giro, for example. Maybe I've seen that. And I also think that Whoop had a deal back in the day with the likes of EF, and then they showed their heart rate or something. I could be wrong in this, but I'm just remembering stuff like that. So stuff like that exists, but it's going very slow, and the UCI seems to be not so happy about all of that based on the way I perceive the sport. And let's be honest. Can we, if we're talking about broadcast here for a second, if we're talking about broadcast, then we're talking about putting data on the screen. I'm sorry, but I just want a split screen at this point. How is that not possible in 2025? How is it not possible for most races to not show, to just show the breakaway and the peloton next to each other? In some races, small Italian races, we see this. But stuff like the Tour de France, struggling to do so. Struggling. Joel asks, hi Benji, or Joel, how do you get that camera angle in Pro Cyclists? I hold the Alt button on my keyboard and I scroll up to zoom in. I scroll down to go away. Next to that, I can hold the scroll and that way I can move around. That's how you control the camera on PCM. Anyway, so this climb is actually quite serious. I said it earlier, 3.2 kilometers, 9.2%, the Minam-Yaso climb. But normally against Japanese competition, I'd say, okay, we can cook them here. It's not the case here because there are World Tour riders here. Proper climbers as well. So Zerai is here as well. So it's not only the World Tour riders. I think Zerai's stats are probably better than I expect them to be. I assume medium mountain 75 or something. Which, at the plus 10% difficulty level to it, bro's got 80 plus mountain stat we're competing against. Medium mountain, Zerai. So, 5 times. The Minam-Yaso climb. Don't think I'll do much on this stage. I just want my yellow jersey that looks absolutely stunning on my dude, by the way. Let's just look at it. Teddy Pikachu in the yellow jersey. I just want to keep that on this stage. Repio asks, do you think Almeida has a chance to win La Vuelta? He always has a chance to win La Vuelta. He is arguably the second favorite. So, if anything is wrong with Vingegaard, then yes, he can win. It's not as easy though, and I might get dropped here in this downhill if I don't watch out. So let's watch out. Half my team got dropped. Ay, ay, ay. But we're still in the group. I'd like Asso to be with me though. Oh, he's dropped. He's dropped. He's dropped. Can I get my boys to return to me? I probably should have positioned my entire team better, to be honest, because now I'm literally solo in this front peloton of 73 riders, which means that 73 riders made it, but my teammates did not. Good evening, TRB. Welcome back. On paper, Jonas Vingegaard should on paper win the Vuelta. But we've seen a lot in cycling, moments where the on-paper favorite doesn't win. So it's always possible. That being said, question by Danica6. Do you think Almeida and Ayuso will work together? That's the intriguing part, because if you look at a couple of stages in this Vuelta, for example, the Bilbao stage, I think it's maybe stage 10, could be wrong. That's a stage with lots of hilly segments in there. Almeida is not your guy to go early. He's not the guy that will attack on a raid with 40 kilometers to go. So that's one aspect to that co-leadership. On the other end, I kind of expect Almeida and Ayuso to ride their own race. Ride their own race, and I'm getting blocked by Piras, so let's try and get past him here. The peloton in this group is, well, the pace in this group is quite high, but I'm making it over the top. I just think that Ayuso and Almeida will ride their own race and ride for their own best possible GC, instead of doing like a coherent co-leader strategy where they try to roll attacks on Jonas Vingegaard, stuff like that, even though it would actually benefit both of them to do so. Because it would both increase their chance of winning this race. Let's try and move up. There we go. I've got no teammates, so I have to get water myself. That is quite devastating. So moving up was useless, but it's a 46-man group, so it's not actually a complete disaster. Jens asks, is there a certain time slot you're doing for these streams? I often miss them, sadly. Currently, there's no time slot. It's also, honestly, because I like to spend my evenings with my family, with my wife, etc. So it's hard for me to then stream in the evening when probably a lot of you would prefer for me to stream, because that's when some of you might not be working, some of you might not be at school anymore at that hour. I need to move up in this group. I need to move up because this is horrible. 41 kilometers to go, and I'm completely at the back of the group, so I'm going to have to spend my red bar to move up here. Ealing ability, come on. There we go. Perfection. 92. We've got Dauphin pacing, the green jersey, but we're back at the front. Breakaway has been caught. I've got a move on the right by Yoko Tsuka. Don't care. Back in a good position, so let's stay there. This car is trying to kill everyone. Fortunately, it did not work. Okay. Pretty good situation at the moment. Lots of riders at a red bar, so that's good. Francie asks, have you ever thought about riding the Flandrien Challenge? We were actually planning to do it last year in March. Was it last year or the year before? I don't remember. And we made a bit of a documentary, Patrick and I, from the Lantern Cycling podcast, to do like a Flandrien Challenge-like thing. But both scheduling and my bicycle breaking halfway through the weekend kind of ruined the plan for us. Although I'm not sure my physical capabilities were at the point to do it at that point. So I was probably aiming a bit too high by competing in that. But I do want to complete it one day. I went to Flanders the other month, a few months ago. And I did, I think like 10 or 12 hills / cobble climbs / cobble segments in that day. And I really enjoyed it. And I think it would be a good challenge, but I think it also would be a good video, to be honest. Last 2 climbs, 21 kilometers to go. The tempo goes up again. Let's do 88 to follow. The thing is, like, our dude needs to benefit from his medium mountain stat. If these guys try to go with their hill stat, then, by the way, the way the hill stat, medium mountain stat, and mountain stat works is it is based on your effort. So the higher my effort is, the more we go from mountain, true medium mountain, to hill stat. And I think 85 is like right now. I reckon that is medium mountain, so I'm pushing this at the moment because this will allow me to put some pressure on some of the punchers in the group. And actually, doing pretty well at the moment over the top because we are basically solo somehow. Okay, did not expect that. 21 people in the group. That is perfection. I'm gonna keep pushing. No, I'm gonna sit up. There we go. Is anyone gonna keep pacing? Gonzalez is pacing for Vinny Fantini, whatever that team is called these days. Sam Jenkin asks, what country do you live in? So I was originally born in Belgium, lived there most of my life, but my wife is British, so I moved to the UK. So I've been living here for about, 2 years now, almost. Last climb is coming, and that's where we need to cook. So energy gel already? Yes. On the climb, I want to use it. Got aerodynamic for after the top. I'm hoping that me moving to the front, being in pole position for the climb is ideal. Where's the others? So we've got James Shaw right there. Honoré right there. Colby Simmons as well. Cepeda down here. So he's badly positioned. And Carfy's in a horrible position. So that's nice. But there goes Jan-Christian van der Lee together with Zerai. I cannot follow that attack because I need to work with my medium mountain stat and not with the hill stat. But this tempo in the peloton is really high. I don't like it. Van der Lee with a gap. Come on. I gotta follow. My own tempo. Last kilometer to the top almost. Not at the steep section yet. It starts now. 92 is too much for me. I don't like this. I need to get to the front. Zerai has a gap. I don't have the capabilities here. I can't do anything. My dude is too weak. Get to the front, aerodynamic positioning. Come on, Pikachu. Get to the front and start closing that gap because Zerai is taking the yellow jersey at the moment. Come on, Pika. Follow. No, pace. Pace is what we need to do. We've got Van der Lee pacing. That's something. James Van der Lee is pacing down his teammate. I'm okay with it. I'll sit in his wheel. I'm very much okay with it. Van der Lee, thank you. Thank you, Van der Lee. Gap is down to 20 seconds. Perfection. 3 kilometers to go. I need to go all out. Otherwise, we're not making it. So, all out attack in the descent. Gap is going to remain. So, we're not catching these guys. Let's say downhill to the finish. I'm trying, but 10 seconds is the gap. Duby is closing it. Come on. Sprint right now. Close the gap. There's still a gap. Zerai will take the yellow jersey. That's a bummer. Duby takes third and we finish in the GC group, but there's nothing we could have done there. Our guy was just simply not good enough on the final climb, so maybe I should have made a move on the second last climb. That's the only strat that could have worked here. Alvaro says using aerodynamic position in the climb is key. I'm not sure it would have helped. My hill stat is just too low to follow those guys. 65 hill stat compared to their 74 plus 7. So they've got like 81 hill stat compared to my 61 because of the difficulty. Anyway, we're still close in GC most likely. I assume third place. I'm hoping third place. Because then we can still maybe do something. Nonetheless, still happy about my stage win. Matthew asks, are you going to do the Paris-Roubaix cobbles again? I love that video. I do feel like doing them again. Maybe the longer version, not the completely long version, but the middle one. But I'm not sure. Because, like, I love to do these challenges, but I also want to make a good video out of it. So I'm not sure how many of you would be intrigued by seeing me doing Paris-Roubaix cobbles a second time, you know? I would like to do it, though. Anyway, let's take a look. Now, Home ZI with 8 seconds on the group behind. So, small gap there. Which means that GC, ZI takes the lead. Pikachu is now third place on 8 seconds. James Shaw in second place. So, yeah. That's sad. We are second in KOM, which is also not good. I hope to be first. And we are first in points. So, that is nice, but it's all going to depend on the next stage, I think. Which is not a fitting stage for us. Zerai also takes over wide because he's way too young. Anyway. Okay. 8th place. Okay result. Not fantastic. But 3 XP. My team is happy about the points classification. I did not expect that. Torben asks, would you do a Sportza Wheeler Manager for your fans as a mini competition? I don't think it's going to be a Sportza Wheeler Manager. So for the people that don't know, I'll get into the race first, then I'll get to you. Give me a second. So, to the Kyushu, this is not a parkour that fits us. I think I want to try and attack into the breakaway to take home KOM. Because I just don't see the possibility of winning GC here. Taking 10 seconds on Serai will have to have so much luck in the final. We'll try, but I don't believe in it. So I reckon we just have to attack into the break and try to take KOM away. So you were asking... Oh yeah, so Sportza Wheeler Manager is a... If you don't know Sportza, they're a broadcaster in Belgium that broadcasts cycling. And they've got on their website a fantasy game where you can select your riders for a certain Grand Tour and they can score points doing so. So a Velo Games kind of vibe. If I do something like that, it's gonna be Velo Games, I think. Oh shit, what just happened here? That was odd. The reason I'd go with Velo Games instead is because it's international, English speaking, and independently made, so I am more of a fan of the creators than, for example, in comparison, a Tour de France Fantasy League website. The official Tour de France game, in terms of the fantasy game, bit dodgy because I'm pretty sure they sent a cease and desist letter to the creators of Velo Games, etc. back in the day. So I'm less supportive of that. I just spent all my red bar attacking on the worst moment ever. Come on, get in the break, get in the break, get a gap, get a gap, get a gap. Oh, no. What is this, man? What is that? We've got a gap. 6 seconds on the peloton. 99, come on, Pika. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep attacking, keep attacking. 10 seconds. Try and get in the break. So I am considering doing a fantasy game thing. Most likely on Velo Games. And if I do it, I'm going to live stream me making my team. Would you enjoy that? I think that would be fun. Making my Vuelta Velo Games team on live stream. Then I'll share the mini league code or whatever it's called and we can all play together. There we go. 4 riders in the break. Gap of 30 seconds on the second group. Once again, the weird circly thing. Let's do times 2. I'm doing 99 for a bit, which is a bit overkill. Let's do 85. 50 seconds on the peloton, so this break should make it. The peloton is going to catch me, but I want to be caught after the KOM points. Because I want the KOM points. And I'm taking the intermediate sprint as well to take 3 bonus seconds. Ooh, wait a second. We're now on 1 second of James Shaw. That is good to know. Minute 10 on the peloton. Come on. Come on, breakaway, work together. KOM point incoming. Adam in the chat says arrow position to get to the break after attack. I don't want to. And the reason is I want to keep my arrow position for the final. Or can I use it multiple times per race? Oh shit, I fucked up. I forgot to sprint for the KOM point. And these guys have energy, so that is so dumb. I still get points though. That is nice. I got 4 points. So we're now second place on 3 points. I could have been first by now. The whole reason I was in this breakaway was to go for KOM points, and then I forget about the KOM points. Ay, ay, ay. Let's times 8 towards the next KOM point and take it. But I need the full bunch of riders now. How is that a fast cat climb, by the way? That's a tiny hill. At least it incentivizes me to go in the breakaway, that's for sure. 4 kilometers towards it. Spending so much energy. Spending way too much energy, actually. Mars says I can use it multiple times. Okay, good to know. Then I could have used it. There we go. 1.5k towards the top. 1.3, 1.2, 1.1. There we go. We launch on the left side. Not allowed yet. There we go. Now allowed. Come on. Beat them, beat them, beat them, beat them. Really? Oh, we ran out of yellow bar. And because of that, we lost our... Oh, no, 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 no. No. Because we ran out of yellow bar, we switched to effort cursor. Oh, that's a costly one. But we are first. Same amount of points as Kawano, but 34 points. Same points as Hino as well. It's a 3-way tie, but somehow we are first. I'll take it. I completely bottled those KOMs, by the way. I should have played that better. Nonetheless, I'm sitting up. I'm waiting for the peloton. I'm hoping that the peloton then goes a bit calmly because I need to restore my yellow bar. Joao Pereira in chat says Teddy Pikachu suffers from ADHD and gets distracted when sprinting for a KOM at times. That is a fact. Let's go back into the peloton with Pika. We are protected by Sawara, so that's nice. Francis says, should have selected SWAT Club for your next team. I had no choice. SWAT Club never offered a contract. So, intermediate sprint is coming up in about 12 kilometers. I think it's worth going for it. But I think the peloton will go for it as well. So, should I do an attack to be able to get the points? That's the question. I think I have to. Let's try and move up. Sawara, out of the way, buddy. You can get some water in the meanwhile. Let's get to the front. It is 7 kilometers towards the intermediate sprint. I'm going to try and attack now. Let's go early. On 85 aerodynamic position. 13 seconds on the peloton. Let's do 90. Into downhill 99. Back to 95. Back to 90. Come on, Pika. 20-second gap. Keep on flowing, buddy. Keep on flowing. We can get 1 second at the intermediate. We won't get the full 3 seconds, but it's still worth it, I think. Okay, we've got 35 seconds, so I can sit up on 85. We should be able to get it easily now. Actually, no, it's still 4 kilometers to go for me. It's 3K for the breakaway. 37 seconds, plenty of time. So let's do 70. And take that 3 second here at this intermediate sprint. Absolute perfection. There we go. No, not yet. Right there. 53 seconds on the peloton. So let's sit up on 50 and get caught again. Actually, that was dumb. I was trying to get water there just before I got caught from the peloton. But because I was on times 8, I was too late in doing so. And now bro is literally at the back of the peloton at the start of the next climb. He's literally still going back. Ah, not the smartest thing I've ever done. But it's up and down, so we won't spend too much energy, I think, moving back up in the peloton, especially with healing ability. But I'm hoping that Pika gets his water bottle soon. Bro's been at the back of the peloton for years. There we go. Let's try and move up now with Ealing ability. I started that ability a bit too early. On this climb, we can move up. There we go. Using the energy of Sawada. So now we are equal time with James Shaw in second place. I don't know who will be second of both of us. I don't know how the tiebreakers work in PCM, I'll be honest about that. Let's move our team up. Let's try and position ourselves in a better position than we are now. On 85 maintain position. But the tempo in the peloton is going up. Ukyo spacing? No, it's Hugh Carthy going ham. And as a consequence, one of my riders has dropped. Okay. Wow. Happens all the time. Sumiyoshi with 65 hill stat, also with 66. So Sumiyoshi can protect me while Asso can, well, 67 on the day actually, can sit in my wheel. The others can be on automatic and do whatever they want. Same for Canal in the solo gruppetto behind. So 47k to go. Ideally, we catch that one of those breakaway riders, maybe two. But my teammates are too far at the back to do so. But I'll try to move up on 85 with them and see if they can do something here. Because them pacing the break back is their only useful thing they can do here. Actually, one of the two break riders is about to be caught, so that is nice. And the last breakaway rider is 49 seconds ahead. Not sure how much energy he has, but he's about to be caught, so that's nice. Also, where's Sumiyoshi? He's almost out of energy. Also as well, to be honest. Still 100 people in the peloton. 8k towards the intermediate sprint. This time I can't go early because I don't have aerodynamic sprint positioning, whatever it's called. 6.5. Maybe on this uphill I can do it. Can I move up enough though? Tempo by Carthy is super high though. That's a bummer. I can't attack here. I cannot attack here. Ah. These guys on automatic. Also as well. I'm leading the peloton at the moment, which is not ideal, but maybe on the next hill I can make a move. Peloton is not exactly setting up lead out train, so that's nice. Oh, they are. They are at the moment. Quartucci's doing something. What if I attack now? We've got Fortin in the wheel. Let's relay with Fortin. 4 seconds on the peloton, 10 seconds. I'm okay with getting second here, buddy. I'm fine with it. There he goes. He sprints early. Gonna go to his wheel. Last kilometer. And sprint to second place. There we go. That's 2 bonus seconds, which means we're now second in GC on 2 seconds of Nahom Zerai. Let's sit on 50 and get back to the peloton and replenish our energy here because we need that for the finish line. If we can find a way to even get 4 bonus seconds at the finish, then maybe we might be able to manage it. We will have aerodynamic positioning again, so we can use that on the final lap maybe. But I expect quite a bit of fighting for positioning. VVHST asks, how long are you going to stream today? We've been streaming for about 55 minutes. Our plan is to do until the end of the season. This is our third of our 5 races, so I reckon another hour maybe, a small hour maybe. Because we're finishing off season 1 here. 23 kilometers to go. Would be nice if my team protects me. Sumiyoshi can do so. The other boys can just sit up. Otherwise, you're going to be in the way anyway. So many sprint trains, man. The Ukyo train on the left is terrifying. There goes an attack by Carthy. And no, it wasn't. He was trying to pace, but he's pacing so hard that nobody's following. Okay. Trying to keep myself at the front. Can I get into the wheel of Sandy Dujardin? I cannot. It's too early to do so. I thought it was last 18k maybe. So maybe in half a kilometer. Good evening, Bart Hoft. Welcome to the chat. There we go, in the wheel of Dujardin. And Dujardin is sitting up, so let's move up and take Piras's wheel. Can I be honest? I have no clue who that is. He's also not the leader of their team, because I think that is Filippo Fortin. 16 kilometers to go. Come on, let's cook these frauds. We've won one stage already in this race. We've got the green jersey. We're 2 seconds behind virtually in GC. If we can get 4 bonus seconds and Zerai doesn't take anything, then we've got something. But I'm going to attack either way, because I don't believe we can do it in a sprint. 67 sprint is just not that great. We've got aerodynamic positioning, so we can handle that. Energy shell. Hopefully that kicks off just on that steep section later. Come on, Vinny Fontini. Keep us at the front, boys. Keep us at the front. Ideal at the moment. Absolutely ideal. Oh, I got to move to the wheel of Cepeda. Or do we? Yeah, the wheel of Cepeda is fine. Never mind. Fortin's wheel would have been better, actually. Maybe I should have gone on that climb. I think it's the next one. I think the next one is the key. I'm in the wheel of Cepeda. I should go back to the wheel of Piras right now. Climb is coming, so let's move up. Let's go on 85 towards the front. Want to be front position for that segment. Is this it already? This is it. So let's attack right now from the foot. There we go. Pikachu goes. Through the car. Nobody saw that. Ah, they are going ham though. They are going ham. 99. Aerodynamic positioning. 7 seconds only. That is nothing. That is absolutely nothing. Come on, Pika. Keep going, keep going. 9 seconds. 8 seconds, 9 seconds. Come on. 4 kilometers to go, buddy. 4 kilometers to go. You can do this. Keep going. 99. 10 seconds. That's not enough. Oh, yo. Look at them. Look at them. They're flying past. Group of 5 riders. I'm going to try and keep going. 7 riders now. I got to sit up. I'm just going to sprint. Like, what am I going to do? Like, there's nothing I can do here. Waiting won't restore my red bar. So yeah, we're not winning GC here. Now home Zerayas. We tried something. Winner of the stage is going to be Colby Simmons. Okamoto comes in second then. Mikel Honoré in third, which means that we finish second place in the Tour de Kyushu thanks to our bonus seconds, which is better than third. So we moved up. But I was hoping for the victory, of course, which was maybe a bit of a fairy tale thought process, to be honest. It was probably out of reach. Nonetheless, a very successful race for us. I don't know what the boys' jersey will look like, though. Very scared of that one. Let's hope we didn't lose it. KOM, 3-way tie. Let's hope the podium agrees that it's ours, because in race it said that we are the leader, but I don't trust this game. First of all, Colby Simmons takes the stage. Second place on 2 seconds is Teddy Pikachu. And yes, 3-way tie, but Teddy Pikachu takes home the KOM jersey. There we go. Points jersey, 39 points. Easy. Cooking. White jersey, second place on 2 seconds, and we don't have a team, basically, so we're definitely not winning team classification. But I'm quite happy with the result in this race, despite the last stage only being 21st. But hey, second place in GC. Good result. I'm okay with that. There we go. Oh la la, 60 XP. That is nice. Second place, first place, second place. 100% manager satisfaction. And our next races are Utsunomiya Japan Cup Road Race. Punchy parkour, so does not fit our rider. Lastly, Gravel and Tar, which is said to be a flat race, which let's hope the gravel can make a difference there. Because otherwise we're cooked. Nonetheless, that was a good outcome for us. I'm going to go a few days further into our career mode. I was pro cyclist, I mean. Valerio says, if you took all bonus sprints from breakaway, you could have won. No, that is correct. That is a fact. There's always next year at the Tour de Kyushu. Yeah, that's true. At Spark Luita for another year, so. Mikal asks, what is your main and secondary axis? Main axis for the rider, so the main specialization is Northern Classics. And the secondary is Climber. I think that is the best one, the best combination to potentially have the most versatile rider. Could be wrong, but that's how I assume it. Nonetheless, before we continue, I want to take a look at transfers again. Still the only rider contracted to this team, so this team better start signing people, because otherwise we're in trouble. Otherwise, we're the only rider in the team. If the game bottles it, and there's no transfers for this team, which I still expect the team to have transfers in about 5 days in career mode, but if it doesn't, then you all get to decide who my teammates are. But we'll have to select Japanese rider, of course, otherwise it's not realistic. Anyway, Utsunomiya Japan Cup Road Race. Let's start that race. So, we are... Oh my god! What are these teams doing here? Lukas Nerurkar? How he is the favorite with this list of riders, I don't know. Ben Healy? Junior Lesser? Maximilian Schachmann, Valentin Parepancher, Harold Tejada, Michael Matthews, Quinn Simmons, Nahom Zerai? Oh yeah, it's the Japan Cup. Japan Cup's a big race. It's a pro race, so it's logical that these teams are here. But sadly, I'm gonna get cooked. Because my dude has no hill stat. And it's a hill parkour against World Tour riders. So for the people that missed the start of the stream, our hill stat is 65. But if, let's say, Ben Healy, he's got 80 hill stat, but we're playing on hardcore difficulty. So that's 10% to his hill stat. So technically he's got 88 hill stat. I don't know if the game caps it off at 85. If it does, he still has 85, which is 20 hill stat more than me. Good luck, Teddy Pikachu. Oh, I think it might be a breakaway day, because otherwise we're cooked. I'm going for 3D race and hope for the best. Okay, teammate. For who? Like, how is there a teammate in my team that is better than I am? Maybe Keisuke also with a +2 days, so I get that. Let's move to the front and start working. Breakaway off the front. 3 riders going. Keisuke Aso is joining the breakaway, so what if I move with the breakaway? Try and join Aso. Then I can work in this group together with him. 40 seconds for this group. Can I get to the front and get Aso in this breakaway? That would be nice. And they've been caught again, so that is useless. I'll follow Aso because that guy seems to want to go in the breakaway. Come on, Aso, attack, buddy. Attack. Once you get to the flat, maybe? Nope. Nothing's happening. There we go. Go in the break with Aso. That is nice. That is nice. Hopefully we get a gap. But Epantra is closing us down. Why? We are Teddy Pikachu. Oh my god, Chris Froome was attacking. Oh, anyone chasing down? They're not. We've got a breakaway. I think. We've got our breakaway, I think. Let's do 90. Let's try and help Aso form this breakaway. There we go. We need to get 20 kilometers of work at the head of a group with at least one teammate in the group. So this is a group with at least one teammate, so this should count. Going on 90 to try and keep this group going, but my teammate has been dropped. Are you serious? Aso's empty. I gotta wait for this group. And now I can start pacing in the group with Aso. But I think Aso's getting dropped here as well. Ah, Aso! You're so weak! Nobody likes you! Come on, also. I'm going to try and get you back to the breakaway, buddy. Get in my wheel, buddy. Get in my wheel. And we're back in the breakaway. I've worked a total of 1 kilometer for you. 34 seconds. Hopefully this becomes the breakaway, because I need the tempo to calm down if I can just work at the front here. Let's do 90 for now. Let's get me to the front. Come on. Agrotis, Kimura, get out of the way. Nobody likes you. Let me pace. Not really. It's not really happening. There we go. We're raking in the kilometers. Look at us. 91. We're cooking. Cooking with Pikachu. Keep on pacing. 2. 1 minute on the peloton. Looks like it's forming. Let's do 85. And on to the climb. I don't want to pace too hard because I don't want to drop Keisuke Aso. Let's do 75 again. Which probably means that other people will take over. Not really. Come on, Aso. You need your best day on the saddle here. His red bar's looking okay. He will make it to the top at this tempo. Come on. 85 over the top. Perfection, buddy. Perfection. Keep on following. Keep on following. His red bar's still there. Into the descent. Come on. Good job. Good job. Good, good, good. Mikael asks, do you know what these 3 white rectangles next to the water bottle mean? Next to the water bottle. 3 white rectangles. Where? Am I blind? I can't see a single white rectangle. Do you mean this one here, infinite relay? Because that's supposed to be me riding at the front, and then I click on that, and then I stay at the front. But on Pro Cycling Manager 2025, that doesn't work for me. Three minutes for the breakaway, so I don't need to go this hard. 11K. Let's keep pacing 70 for a bit. 65. I don't want to ruin Aso here. 13K at the front. We're not exactly raking in kilometers because I'm relaying with people. I'm not doing all the work myself, but on the climb, I'm the best climber in the group, so that's why they let me pace. 15K done. Let's try and get 25-ish K. I know Adam in the chat is saying it's 125%, but everybody else has told me it's 120, so I want to believe you, but you're fighting against the current at the moment. 17K done. On this climb, we should be able to cross it. Let's move to the front. Oh, our room is spacing now. We'll have to pace higher, otherwise we won't get the kilometers in. 85 to the front, over the top. Come on, Chris. Let me pace. I met Chris Froome the other week, actually. Don't know if any of you know the story, but you might have noticed that one of the sponsors on my YouTube channel, on my Zwift videos, is For Endurance. They're a Slovenian website where you can buy cycling nutrition, and their other brand, which is also theirs, is Endurance. And that Slovenian brand hosted a stand at Eurobike, which is a German convention about cycling, or bikes, etc., everything bicycles. And one of the other guests there at the stand of Endurance was Mr. Vroom, Chris Run, as we like to call him. So, yeah, that was an interesting experience. So, 72 kilometers to go. 2 minutes on the group behind. I've got 21 kilometers in. A bit longer, buddy, a bit longer. Is that enough? Nope, 23. Should have paced on. There's something happening behind. There's 4 riders off the front of the peloton at the moment. Interesting. I don't know who that is. Let's take a look. Ben Healy, Nylens, Van Beckham en Hole. Ooh. So the 3 lines you were talking about, the 3 squares, are the ones right here on the left top. From my knowledge, I could be completely wrong, but I think this is your positioning within the group. So if it's the top of the 3 rectangles, then you're at the front. Let's test it. We're moving back, second block, and now all the way to the back of the group, and I can't fucking see. I think it's positioning, because now I move up again, I'm back at the front, I'm back in the top rectangle. You see? I don't know how it works, but I'm pretty sure that's what it means. Because if I move back to the back of the peloton, or this group at least, then it drops again. Anyway, Healy is about to catch up. There we go. Hole, Healy, Van Beckham, and Nylens are now in the group. I did my work for the team. 26k. Welcome, Wout. Why am I pacing like this? I shouldn't be doing the work of the World Tour teams here. If they want to win, they got to keep on pacing. What? Wait. Wait a second, chat. Wait a second. What am I seeing? What am I seeing here? What the hell happened? Ben Healy is world champion. World Championships in Rwanda has been won by Ben Healy. I did not see that coming. Oh. Anyway, Pikachu's gonna try and beat the world champion. I'm sorry, but if I beat Ben Healy here, am I allowed to select my team for next season? Because I'm beating the world champion as a Japanese champion. Can we make a deal here, Chad? Can we make a deal here? I want to hear your opinion. I'm gonna host a poll in chat. There we go. If Benji beats Healy, can he choose 2026 team? Yes or no? There we go. The poll has started, chat. Let's take a look what you're voting. Okay. We're chilling here? Well, chilling. We're chilling here, says the guy that's struggling to follow the tempo of Don Hole. Don Hole probably has a better hill stat than I do. He does! 72 hill stat. Oi, oi, oi. Don't drop, don't drop, don't drop. Stay in the group, stay in the group, stay in the group. There we go. Stay in the group, stay in the group. Chris Froome is struggling. Chris Froome is struggling. We've dropped Chris Froome. Woo! The chat for now says with 109 votes, yes. But I still gotta beat Healy. It's never gonna happen, guys. Like, I'm never beating Ben Healy here. 4 climbs to go, then an uphill sprint. Peloton is a minute behind now, by the way, so Healy's early attack looks like it might not end up resulting in the victory he wants. How many Japanese riders are still in the second peloton, or the first peloton, whatever we call it? Seemingly not too many. Teddy Pikachu is cooking. 5 riders up here, and it's World Tour riders plus Pikachu. All the other breaks riders have been dropped and Pikachu struggling. I'm going 99. My dude is going 99 and getting dropped. Look at this. My hill stat is so bad. I'm back in the group. Come on. I'm back. I'm back. We're back, boys. We're back. We're officially back. We've never been gone, basically. We've never been gone. Fatty maintain position. We got to get our red bar back. And gradient is still 6%. Now I need to go back to 85. Otherwise, we are getting dropped. 40 seconds on the group behind. Come on, Pika. Keep following. Ivanko asks, how impactful is your Barrier stat? Well, the reality is that the Barrier stat only matters for non-controlled riders, so for the AI. The opposing riders, it decides their breakaway rate. So the higher that stat, the more likely they'll go in the breakaway. I need to keep my energy. I'm not winning this. I'm getting dropped on the next climb, I think. Quinn Simmons attacks in the group behind. Come on, Pika. Hold on, buddy. Hold on. Whatever happens, Pika, you've showed the world who you are in a .pro race for the first time ever. In the wheel, going on 89. Over the top. Come on, Healy is pushing. We're almost out of yellow bar. We're getting cooked here. We're getting cooked, but we are following over the top. Come on. We have survived. Maintain position on, let's say, 20, 15. Anything slow? 25. Replenish yellow bar. Come on. 40 seconds on the peloton behind. Ooh, don't want to get dropped. Back to 85, but I'm cooked. I'm completely cooked. The next climber off the back. We both know that. You know that. I know that. Everybody knows that. Pikachu is getting dropped, guys. I don't want to be disappointing, but... well, I definitely get dropped if I just go 65 on the flat. I'm literally spending yellow bar getting back to their wheel. I might as well use energy gel because I'm going to get dropped here anyway. It was a valiant effort. But Pika is getting dropped off the back here. On the second last climb of the Japan Cup. In the peloton, but we're going to get cooked here. Doesn't even matter if I do aerodynamic position because we're getting dropped. We tried our best. A valiant effort. But it's irrelevant whether I beat Healy or not. Because we're not doing it. But a Panther is getting dropped at the same time, so... I think it's fair to say I'm a better cyclist than Padre Peintre. It's fair to say Teddy Pikachu would have beaten him on Mont Ventoux at the Tour de France. Come on, let's get to Krondersen. It doesn't matter. I don't care whether I finish 30th or something else. Just basing 99 at the moment. And getting dropped. Ay. I'm staying with Krondersen though. There we go. And we finished 27th, which is actually a good result for at the Japan Cup for a rider of my stature. Especially considering the effort we put in during the race. I appreciate every single one of you voting yes, but it ain't gonna happen, guys. Ben Healy didn't win. Quinn Simmons won. But he got 4th. Sorry, I'm responding to someone. So, let's take a look at final results page. 27th. There we go. By the way, chat, could you check up? Is it correct that Derek G is not selected for La Vuelta? Because that is weird. He was literally preparing for it, I'm pretty sure. Anyway. So, 29 kilometers of work in a group with my teammate. 9 XP only. That is devastating. And we've got one race left, the Gravel and Tar Classic, in about 2 days. I want to know who my teammates are for next year. Bro has half a star. How shit is Hiroaki Harada? Oh, no, 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 no. This guy's got 1 star. At least something. We are 10 favorite for this race. Okay. Gravelish race. Curious how this will go. I've got no team, so I'll have to do it solo. Let's jump in. Thank you, Chet, for the confirmation. It's so weird that G is not in that team. I reckon there's some underlying reasons within the team. I don't think he's injured. Puncher Outsider, finish in the top 20. Get our boys to the front. No breakaway for us. I will have this guy, Takahashi, protect me. The rest of the team can stay on automatic. No breakaway, boys. No breakaway. Not on automatic. Just stay in the peloton then. I don't want no guys in the breakaway from my team. Want them around me. I want to see whether there's actually gravel in this race, because it's the Gravel and Tar Classic, so it better include some gravel. Can I see it on the map? Okay, so I assume the red parts are gravel. Which, that's a lot of gravel. That is gravel I can work with 73 cobble stat. Because the red means narrow section, by the way. And I assume that a narrow section equals gravel. Posty asks, do you still Zwift? Yes, I've got a Zwift video coming up in, hopefully, Friday. I'm aiming for Friday. I'm trying to edit the last 15% of the video either tonight or tomorrow. But most of the video is done for. By the way, some of you might have noticed that I've got channel memberships on my YouTube. I don't want to go and promote it too much, because I'm not sure how frequently you're going to benefit from it. It's a way to support the channel, but mostly, whenever I make a video, let's say I make a career mode video, and it's done too quickly relative to my schedule, then I'm still going to upload it the day that I plan to upload it, which is, let's say, Saturday, I release a career mode video, but the edit is done on Thursday. Then I'm just going to upload it on Thursday or Friday for channel members before it goes online on the Saturday. So every now and then, channel membership could give early access. But it's also because quite a few people have asked for it on live stream here. So therefore, I wanted to open it up there. But don't feel forced to do that, because I don't necessarily need the money. 5 riders in the break, lots of people attacking. We had some gravel there, but it was a wide road, so I didn't want to use it. I want to wait for the actual narrow gravel. Tormund says, according to IPT, he is recovering mentally and will focus on later goals in the season, aka the World Championships. Nah, I'm calling bullshit on that. I don't believe that. Nishihari can protect Pikachu. It's their only rider with energy, so we might as well use him. The other two are basically gone. Actually, get some water before we get to that gravel sector. It's uphill too. Pikachu is smelling some fun. I'm smelling fun here. Gravel time, baby. Let's do this. Where's the gravel? Maybe behind the corner there? Might be possible. I think so. We've got some moves by the peloton here. People are cooking. It's uphill, so I think I want to use this. Let's go to the front. And let's push. We've got an attack by Daya. Let's follow that. I don't want to spend most of my red though. Let's relay with the guy. Yamamoto is with us, so a 3-man group. 25 seconds on the peloton behind. Let's do 75. And And we've got a minute on the peloton. Yamamoto has dropped. Our cobble stats should be useful here, huh? We are 59 kilometers from the finish. Should I use my aerodynamic positioning now? I think I'll wait for the final because I don't know if it will recover in time for the last 10K. 1 minute on the peloton. Let's do 70. Let's try and get some water once someone else takes over. Right here, maybe. There we go. Team, what do you think? Are we taking this home? 20 riders behind us. 50 seconds as the gap. There's another little gravel sector in the second half of the race there. This is still a long gravel sector, so we are really benefiting from our cobble stat here, I think. This Yamamoto guy can't be very bad, huh? If he's following me here. Daya, same thing. They must be pretty solid riders. Behind us, we've got Liam Walsh and so forth in a group of 25. Quite a few riders off the back already, but group behind us is still pretty much... oh, we had a breakaway objective. I did not realize that. 40 kilometers in the breakaway in the second half of the race, so that's good. I'm going on 80 right now on the gravel sector. Come on, boys. I know you're suffering, but one relay would be helpful. There we go, Daya. Thank you very much. 24 people in the peloton behind. Peloton is struggling on these uphills. But they are closing in. 16 seconds behind. Found's gravel sector is about to end pretty soon, I think. Well, it actually ends right here. So let's do 70 relay. I don't want to ruin myself here either. These guys can relay with me then. And the group behind us will catch us. So that was not the all-out attack. So we'll have to wait for the final gravel sector. Maybe I'll try to push on the next climb again. It's not a crazy climb, but it's the only thing I have. Cycling Rickes says, I think the gravel is just visual because you don't see the sector name and the stars pop up. Possibly. I don't know. Because in the... back in the day, in my young years... like 7-8 years ago, I also made some stages for Pro Cycling Manager, not many. And the way it basically works is that you change the road surface of the road to gravel, but then you can also add a segment on top of that. We've got an attack here by someone, so do I want to follow Bledden? I think I will. Yamamoto thinks the same. Okay, that was not a very useful attack. I'll just chill for now. Now, I don't know if it's a segment that makes that, or whether it's you changing the road surface in the stage editor that makes it suffering. I generally don't know. Gravel once again. I guess we'll find out. Let's relay 85 here for a second, but looks like Sexton is doing that for us. Can I drop anyone on this uphill section? Let's do 90. Pushing a little bit. 34 kilometers to the finish. There we go. Carter off the back. I'm going to try and drop a few people on this uphill segment. One more steep segment right there. Well, steep. Not exactly. I'm trying to drop riders from the teams that have multiple riders, you know? Then there's less chance they'll control my attack later. Group of 20. 85. Will either take over. Let's sit up. And nobody paces. That is disappointing. Let's recover my yellow and red bar. There goes a move by Keegan Hornblow. And looks like Henderson is moving to the front to pace, or am I seeing stuff? Yes, he's pacing him back. On my yellow bag before I attack. Welcome, Sandcake. There goes a move by James Fouché. That's the favorite, I think. A bit terrified there, but I assume that other teams will control it. Yes, they do. Henderson closing it down. 24 kilometers to go. I'm okay with these guys attacking each other. Either is spacing or Lane Welsh is spacing for Liam Welsh. Gap is 20 seconds. Liam Walsh has a sprint though, so I'm terrified of that guy. Can I somehow bridge towards the front? Welcome, Clément. I'm happy you're here. Oh, a teammate for Mr. Fouché attacking. Let's try and attack towards him. Cameron Scott is with us, so that means that team won't necessarily chase, I hope. Are they? They are still chasing. Bro, you've got a teammate here. Nah. I kind of want to make my way to the front, you know? Bit of a gap there. Come on, Cameron. I know he's got a teammate, but I was hoping he would relay. Because PCM never makes sense. But in this case, they do. There we go. He's relaying. Which, it's not the smartest thing to do, but I'll take it. Let's try and see whether we can catch Hornblow together with Cameron Scott. I think I met Cameron Scott at Two Down Under in January. He's a super nice guy. There we go. Hornblow is caught. Actually, we're still getting our objective. Our kilometers in the breakaway. There we go. Let's work together. Our energy is depleting too quickly. I do not like it. 35-second gap to the front. I think Fouché is riding away with the victory. I don't have anything here. Hornblow is cracking. I think the gravel is doing something, to be honest. Come on. Scotty boy. Work with me, buddy. I've got nothing here. 40 seconds on the peloton. We got to keep the peloton behind. Is Aero going to help me here? It's not helping that much. Oh, bro is doing something. I'm running out of energy. Energy a bit too late, maybe. I want to try and just stay in the wheel of Scott. Stay in the wheel of Scott. Nothing more. Stay in the wheel of Scott. Last 3 kilometers. Come on. He's sitting up. He's sitting up. He's completely sitting up. 40 seconds to the group behind. 34. I have to push myself. I got to push myself. Bro was sitting up completely. Ah, I'm going to be completely empty here. Oh, come on, Scott. You stop. Ah, Scott outplayed me. Cameron Scott outplayed me. And as a consequence, we're finishing not even third place. We're losing our third place on the line. Declan. Come on, Declan. That was unnecessary. Ah. A podium out of the window. I could have played that a little bit better, I think. But hey, that's our final race of the season. I nearly forgot. Ooh la la. 4th place in the Gravel and Tar Classic, which we had to get 40 kilometers in the break, which we did. And a top 20 in the race, which we did. But I got finessed by Cameron Scott. Completely finessed. And the reality is, he had all the right to do it because Liam Walsh's teammate is fast. Second in the sprint in the group behind. But James Fouché cooked, man. Bro did a 30-kilometer solo here. That's ridiculous. That's a nice win by this man. But 4th place for us on 2 minutes, so Fouché cooked us. Anyway. Pretty solid final. 4th place for Teddy Pikachu, so I'm okay with it. We won a stage in today's stream, so my happiness is unbeatable here. 43 XP for a final race, so we will not be leveling up in 2025 anymore. Which is kind of sad because I've been training my stage races skill the entire bloody time. Ah, that's sad. Gonna get like 49 XP for the month turn, but that won't be enough. So all our training has been useless here. This one right here, because 95% stage races. I was hoping to train my TT stat, but I think we'll have to start next season, by the way, by focusing on Puncher, because we're losing too many races because of Puncher. But overall, a pretty good day for us, I reckon. So 4th place at Gravel and Tar. We won the points classification on the KOM at Kyushu together with 2nd place in GC. And we won stage 1 wearing the Leafs jersey for a day. So that was pretty brilliant. That means we've got 4 victories in Season 1. These are our stats to finish off Season 1. Pretty solid first season. I'm really happy about it. But the sad reality is, we will be continuing our season at Sparkle Oita. And I'm not too much against it. I'm saying it's sad, but I reckon it's a nice storyline that Season 1 we were kind of struggling in a lot of races as well, especially thanks to our hill stat. Maybe in Season 2 we can try and increase our stats a little bit and become competitive in races that we lost significantly this year. And one more thing, next season I want to win the Tour of Japan, but this stream is not over yet, to be clear. I want to take a look at the world around us. Highlights. The winner of the Giro is Jonas Vingegaard, head of Carapaz and Tiberi. Marco Frigo took KOM. Milan took Ciclamino and Tiberi took the white jersey. Tadej Pogacar won the Tour de France. Remco in second, Lipovic in third, so I assume that Jonas did not ride it. Pogacar took polka dots and the green jersey. And also, the Vuelta and polka dots there and the green jersey. Remco took white at the Tour and Tiberi also took white at the Vuelta because he podiumed 2 Grand Tours this year. Vingegaard did the Giro Vuelta double, so that's intriguing. When it comes to the 1 week races, Romeo won Santos Tour Down Under. That is funny. That is very funny if you watch the last episode of our Sirocco 4 Endurance Career Mode. That is a coincidence. We've got Roglic winning Paris-Nice, Pogacar winning Tirreno Adriatico, Mikel Landa winning Volta Ciclista a Catalunya, Itzulia being won by Remco Evenepoel, so is the Renui Tour, Tour de Polonia as well by Finn Fisher-Black, bit of a surprise, but not illogical with his time trial capabilities and his punchy skills. Oscar only takes Tour de Suisse, Pogacar takes the Dauphiné and Tiberi once again delivering with a victory in Romandy, the cat killer. World Championships, we saw it earlier, went to Ben Healy. Time trial to Daniel Felipe Martinez. What? Oh yeah, it's a hilly time trial, but still, that makes no sense. Ahead of Armira in Ghana. Remco won the European road race. Ghana won the time trial. Ahead of Grosschartner. Okay. So no Pogacar here except for second place at the Worlds. That's interesting. National Championships, we've got Marijn van den Berg winning the Dutch ones. Pedersen winning the Danish ones. Oscar Only takes the UK. Volkela in France. Raul Garcia Pierna in Spain. Giulio Ciccone in Italy. Jasper Philipsen in Belgium. And Florian Lipovic in Germany. And then we've got the monuments. Milano Sanremo won by Mathieu van der Poel. Tadej Pogacar wins RVV. Mathieu van der Poel takes Paris-Roubaix. And Pogacar also takes LBL and Lombardia. So Pogacar won the Tour de France, the Vuelta, RVV, LBL, and Lombardia. What a season. Ridiculous. Anyway, let's move further to the 30th of October. Right there. 31st, my bad. Closing of the transfer market, and now it's time to take a look at the transfers page, and there we go. We've got a team for next season. So Kawano Shoki has been re-signed. Yamamoto has been... Is this a new rider or an old rider? That's a extension. No? Am I dumb? No, never mind. Sawada, Harada, and Takahashi are re-signed. So those are extensions. Kawano, Yamamoto, Sugeno, Honda, Nagashima, Koizumi, and Nakajima, those riders join us from other teams. I'm kind of sad Sumiyoshi is gone. But one thing is certain, my team did not get any better here. My team is still pretty shit, is my assumption here. Oh. What are the other transfers? Well, we've gone through these last stream, I'm pretty sure. No crazy transfers happening in World Tour. Are there any crazy transfers happening in... Let's take a look at Team Ukyo. Because I think Nahom Zerai is leaving, right? I think he was going to Novo Nordisk. JCL? Is that their name? JCL Ukyo? GHIJ. There we go. Yes, I know my alphabet. They've got Okamoto Hashikawa joining. Nahom Zerai leaving. D'Amato leaving to VF Group Bardiani and Fancello leaving. So their best riders are going. Woo! Yes! That's a victory for us. We will cook the Japanese circuit now. What other teams existed as well? VC Fukuoka. So that's over here. They've got no crazy changes. Ledesma leaving to Ken Farma and Prades end of career. So the Japanese circuit is getting easier instead of harder. So next season we should pretty much clean races, I think. Are there any major changes when it comes to stats in the world? Lenny Martinez is the third best climber in the world. 81 mountain. That's crazy. Parepanche on 80. Any other massive change? I'm kind of surprised that Del Toro's stagnated a bit. When it comes to medium mountain, no crazy changes, I think. Hillstad. Louis Barret, 80 Hillstad. 81. He's tied with the third best hill rider in the world. Okay. Crazy. Time trial. Josh Starling is third. Remco Evenepoel fast. Fair. No crazy changes from what I can see. Kobbelstad. Florian Vermeer 78. Fedorov, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Nothing. Sprintstad. Milan, Melier, Philipsen, Kooi. Girmay, Meus, Bauhaus. All normal. Matthew Brennan on 77. Nothing too crazy. But obviously the number one rider in the world is Tadej Pogacar. That's not exactly a surprise. Because, well, he's incredibly strong. But yeah, that is the world. That is the world around us. But I'm afraid that we're at the end of our season. At the end of Season 1, chat. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the adventures of Teddy Pikachu Season 1. I enjoyed it. 4 victories for Teddy Pikachu, so we're doing quite well in our first season. Our second season, we're aiming for a big number of victories because since we are staying at Sparkle Oita, then the expectations are big for our team. But I'm afraid that's the end of today's live stream, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As always, if you want to support the channel, go subscribe, go leave a like, become a channel member if you really want to support financially, but that is not an expectation from me. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, chat.